Right, g'day again. Okay, we're back on the ST. And yeah, it's been it'll be a month now since I painted it. And basically I left it that time because I was just pissed off with it. Pissed off that after all this years of painting and that I did such a shit job on it. And but it's turned out to be a good thing. Because even though this is 2-pack paint and it's like within 24 hours it's basically dry hard enough to buff it, but it's still has that takes a period of time to actually get hard. And just like I did some of it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and like it came off, but it was still soft and it was still quite risky. And just another 2 weeks has just made all the difference. It's just so much harder now. And anyway, I'll give you a little bit of a demo. Got a blade here. This is one of those long plastic trimmer knife blades that I snapped off, and I've used some 400 emery, put the 400 emery on the table, and taken the 2 corners off. And now I've said a lot of spray painters will tell you, I've explained this in another video already, they tell you not to do this, but they tell you not to do this because it's so risky. You've got to be really careful doing it. But of course it's less risky now because it's a month dry now, and it's really is quite hard. But as they did, like they tell you not to cut it, not to slice it, and the reason being, if you just push that, and especially if it was only a couple of days old, you'd just tear it up. It'd separate, either from the paint or more likely from the primer. It'd just pull the paint right off the primer because the primer was rubbed smooth. And so that's the least adhesion point. But just put a very light pressure on it and just slice it back and forth. You get the angle of your blade, so see, I can push that across the surface. It's not, like as you tip it up, you find you can feel it starting to scratch the surface. So you come back just a little bit so that you can run across the surface smoothly. And just slice it. With it, a run this big, and especially while it's still a bit fresh, scraping across it is even more likely to tear it up. So, and I will scrape across it shortly. The other thing too is just try and stay with the contour. Don't know if you can hear that. I got a possum fighting outside. Noisy bugger. Like, if this was a sharp contour, it's fairly mild, but if it was dished in, you run the blade like that, you're just going to put 2 big gouges at the end of the blade. If it's a really sharp contour, and say you're on the edge, it's rounded like my finger, and you go across it like that, you'll go right through the clear before you get to the paint. So you'd stay on this part of the contour, you'd stay with the contour. Anyway, So we'll just feel it as you go. Go very carefully, very slowly. As I said, the more angle you put on it when you're slicing, the more chance you've got of pulling it out. Gouging it. So. But we'll just take the top off that first. This blade's not as sharp as I would like it. Should actually, well, I was going to get a new blade, but I don't know where I actually put them. I think I've got, that doesn't help things either. Drop one on the concrete floor. I've got some new blades there. Ooh. Put some scratches in there. Wasn't it great? Too busy talking, not concentrating on what I'm doing. Anyway, this well, I've got plenty of clear on it. Those scratches will come out. Yeah. Anyway, so now that I've knocked the top off it, well, actually, I haven't tried this. Actually, I will try it. One bit of tape on it. That's it. Yeah. And the panel letters have suggested. Yeah. Put a bit of tape over your edges. Right. So we'll give that a try. So I've got scratches in there that I didn't intend putting in there. Even though I've taken the corners off. Still, most of that was through not paying attention. Yeah, still actually putting marks on it, even with the tape. This is not actually. I've actually got to put it across the contour to get it to engage it. Nah, I like that idea. Pull that off. It's not getting close enough. As I said, I'm not. I've just done 3 other pieces. Without putting a lot of scratches in it. So, as I said, as usual, you put scratches in it when you're making a video. Yeah, anyway, this is honest. But anyway, yeah, the point I was making is that 2 weeks ago, this wasn't coming off as smoothly. It was sort of, a little bit jagged, serrated where I was grinding it off. And it was catching. Yeah. You can actually hear it. Hear where it's still catching. I could actually slice that a little bit more off that. But yeah, 2 weeks ago I wouldn't have even attempted to slice more off that because it was too risky. It was still too wet. Especially, like you run, because the thickness of it isn't going to be as dry as the rest of your paint. Because this is where you have to make sure that you've actually got enough clear on it to do this. This has got like 4 heavy coats of clear, so the chance of actually rubbing through it is fairly slim, even like these. These scratches I'll put in it. That's should be. Like 2 weeks ago, I'd have been like this, being a lot more careful, but because the risk in pulling it up was a whole lot greater. Pretty big run, eh? It's still not finished. This one's a lot thinner. The other thing too with leaving something for a few weeks, If you're really pissed off with it, you're better off not to touch it anyway. Leave it till you get over it a bit. Because, yeah, attitude makes a difference. It really does. Yeah, like, I mean, well, this is a flat surface, but, yeah, some of the runs, like there's another one. There's somewhere. Yeah, it might have been in the other one. It was, yeah, had runs along here, along this front edge. That was on the other one. I've already taken them out. But yeah, because you've got to come in at different angles, like not necessarily with this piece. So I suppose up the top here you would, in here. But it sort of makes it very easy to get, to get the runs. It's not, a straightforward spray job like a car, like flat panels of a car. But because of the issue I have with fish eyes through not, like this whole problem began with not using a clean rag to give it a spinal wipe down. I used a rag that must have had wax or silicone or something on it, and I got all these fish eyes. I had to stop, let the base coat, like this happened in the base coat with the first coat, and I had to stop, leave it for an hour to dry, and then wet rub and clean it all again, which took, another 2 or 3 hours. And then, of course, even though you're wet rubbing, the residue, what you've rubbed off, then dries and it became dust. And that's also why we've got so much dust in it. Because, as I was spraying, it was picking up the residue of what I'd sanded off, which is by then was dry, and it was landing back in the paintwork. And then, like I started this at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon by the time I was putting the clear on, and I was really over it, and I was pissed off, and I was, rushing, trying to get it done before the dew starts falling and everything else. And that's has a lot to do with why I got so many runs in it. Because I was rushing it, my attitude wasn't right. So I was getting back to saying, attitude has a lot to do with the quality of your job. So, you better, if you're really pissed off with it, and you're better off not touching it until you get over it. They said if it takes a couple of weeks, a month, well, even better. As I said, this paint's now a month old, and it's just so much easier to clean off now. It's just so much harder, And I can just go over it quite hard. That's catching there. Even though it's hard, there's a risk of pulling that up. So I'll do a slice on that. I'll slice that lump off. Still catching. Down that way. Just catching on the way on the up cycle, so we'll just go down. Just do it down cycle till we get rid of it. Hope the screeching noise isn't bothering you. Things like that don't bother me. But my wife would be, if she was out here, she'd be out of the shed by now. She wouldn't be able to stand that. Doesn't bother me. Yeah. Right. I'll give you a quick demo of how that comes up. Got a new piece of 1500. What is it? It is a new piece. Fold and cut my paper with the butter knife. Put some water in. This is a fairly hard one. It's a rubber block, but it is fairly hard. Yeah. The thing with sanding, especially colour sanding, is you listen to it. When it becomes smooth, the sound becomes smooth. You get that? Like that. I've only done the one patch and done that for a reason. Right. Get it dry. There's one of those little fish eyes, huh? Missed it. And, yeah, actually we'll get that covered. That won't really matter. I don't even need to buff this because I'm going to be painting this bit. Yeah, in the silver colour, so. But I'll show you that just to show you. Alright, so we've done that in the first day. Now go to a 2000. I'm going to use a different pad now, which should be in the bucket. Got too many things in my bucket there. So I've got course. Come on. Pull everything out there. Okay, where's it? Thick felt. I really need to get a bigger piece because I'm not actually covering a big area with it. Do it quicker with a bigger pad. But, okay, so we've done the 1500. 2000. Once again, and each over here, see, I haven't scraped it, rubbed or anything. You can feel sort of, yeah, slight orange peel. And you'll feel it get smooth. And the sound will mostly disappear. We know scratchy, grindy sound going with it. So we know that's enough. Now we go up a grade, another grade. Did we put it in here? Yep. Right, now we're going to a 3000. Now, most times I would just buff it after using the 2000, but going to a 3000 here now, because I'm going to buff this by hand. It's yeah, after midnight here, so I'm not going to start to buff up. Not even a little one on the drill. Actually, I couldn't. Did you hear that? I hope you heard that, because I don't want to keep doing it. Do it underneath it. Probably pick that up off the bottom. Sometimes too you get dirt, dirt you're sanding out, the panel will lift up and that'll get under your paper. So you can have that a little bit again, because I just put scratches in that from that little bit of dirt that got under there. So yeah, whenever you, well, it's called colour sanding anyway. Yeah. Whenever you there it goes again. What is it? Something under there. Must be on the paper. Could be on the water too. Sure. Water needs changing. Okay, I was about to finish that, but because we just had a little scratchy sound, a little bit of dirt under it, go over it again. Right. Wash it. This is actually acrylic buffing compound, but anyway, still do today. Don't need that much. Actually going to buff this. Bit unprepared here. I wasn't going to buff it for the video. I'll buff it by hand. So we've got a clean piece of fine lead sheet. Well, reasonably clean. I know it. Anyway, it hasn't. Yeah, it doesn't have any dirt on it. That way, it was on the top of the table when I've been buffing. So I said you wouldn't use that on something you're about to paint because it's got buffing compound, polish and stuff on it. But yeah, it hasn't got dirt in it, so it's pretty suitable for doing this. The whole was one I wanted to show you. how it comes out after scratching the crap out of it. Getting rid of a fairly decent run. But also wanted to show you, if you're prepared to put the elbow grease in, the effort, you don't even need machines, don't need equipment. You can buff by hand. Maybe there is dirt on it. Yeah, just put a very fine scratch on that. So I wasn't actually planning to do this, but the reaction was as quite as I thought it was. Just a different. This is a cutting, just a regular cutting polish. It's actually a bit finer than the buffing compound, finer abrasive. What I'm doing now is taking out that scratch that I put in it by not actually going and getting a clean rag. As I said, this should have been clean, but it's been sitting on the table for a couple of days, so yeah, it has picked up some dirt. I won't continue to that because, well, for one, I'm going to paint this anyway, but for two, I'm just putting more scratches in it because that rag isn't actually clean. So, anyway, I'll take you off here, off the stand. Let me show you. The camera's not actually picking it up, but I can see it. There's very fine scratches come from dirt in that rag, but yeah, there's that. That was dull, scratched up like that to a shine. Yeah, a nice gloss, apart from dirty rag scratches, which are only fine. As I said, the buff would take them out in 2 seconds. Clean rag, I get them out as well. Just a few swipes. I don't know if it's going to show this or not. The camera's not really going to focus. The other thing, see, I'm a bit unprepared, but there's scratches all the way down here. Oh, you can see them. Yeah. That's from wiping dirt off instead of washing it. Because it's been sitting around for a month. It was covered in dust and I just got a rag and just, wiped over it. But yeah, like when you got your finished paint job, don't wipe dirt off, wash it off. So yeah, very easy to scratch it. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. There's a few nibs. I'll take that big off for you. I don't know what it did with the blade. Where was it? It was a nib just here. 2 nibs. This is a different blade. I gotta be careful here because I haven't ground the corners off this. And this has been just cut things here. It's not that sharp. Right. This is my preferred way of removing nibs. I can get away with this. Long blade with sharp corners on it because of the contour of the panel I'm working on. It's not gonna, the ends of it are not gonna touch anyway. Yeah. This blade's getting pretty blunt. This needs to go in the garbage. Anyway, there's the 2 nibs removed. Alright. Anyway, just from, as I said, the whole purpose of this video was just to show the difference of waiting a few more weeks, putting it away and letting the paint harden. So they were pretty big runs. And the way I was digging at it, if that was only a few days old, I'd have pulled the paint up trying to do that. So I'd have had to be a whole lot more careful. But time makes a difference in those sort of things, and makes a difference to your attitude too. Alright, thanks for watching, and hit a like, please. Bye.